Okay, it's really quite busy. But that's okay, we'll still go. Hello, today I'm at King's Cross to ride the LNER Intercity 2-5, and in first class, because it's cheap enough for me to afford it. The screens are not turned on for some reason. Why are there 3 random dots on each one? With the first class ticket, you get access to the lounge. There's so many mugs, lol. There's biscuits in 3 flavors, buttery and crumbly, ginger and raspberry and white chocolate. There's crisps, but only salted, no other flavors. Croissants, which I wasn't expecting, and tea and coffee, which I'd expect in a first-class lounge. Lots of milk too, and it's not in those weird packets. There were 3 juice bottles, all apple and mango, and whatever this thing is, and all the water you could ever want. Napkins and some paper coasters for some reason. There's some comfortable seats here, and some slightly less comfortable ones. I took a hot chocolate, biscuits, and a croissant. And I chose to sit in these weird cubby hole things. I think this is really good. It's a nice place to do some work. There's a lot of space here to wait for your train, and even plug sockets that don't seem to work. There's some cool art here too, but only one LNER train per day goes to Hull, so I don't think it is really LNER's Hull. I think there's more LNER trains to Edinburgh, lol. Some cool posters here too, even a little sneak peek for what's coming next. And a cool view out to the trains. I can't see my train though. I'm so interested to know what's down here, lol. But here's where things started to go wrong. My train was cancelled, and real-time trains didn't even bother to update. So I decided to just find a talking barrier and then go home. I also noticed that Lumo changed their seats. I think it looks cool, and whatever this thing is, I feel like LNER did a decent job with the disruption. Tickets were valid the next day, and also on loads of other TOCs. And then disruption happened again. It was so bad that tickets from Saturday were valid on Wednesday. But I couldn't go at that time, and I had to apply for a refund. Next week, it's a lot quieter. This is how it is supposed to be. The departure board's working, and my train is on it. I'm on the 12:33 to Leeds. Real-time train said it's on platform 5, and this is platform 5. So it's gone wrong twice now, but actually, it just arrived on the opposite platform instead. And we even have a special livery. This is Unit 91111 for the fallen. I assume it relates to people who died in a war or something. I don't know much about it, but it looks pretty cool. So I decided to get on, and the step is massive. Then I went to my seat. So this is what a standard class seat looks like. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. And this is a first class seat. It's absolutely huge. It's also leather, which I like. It's a normal 1x2 seating layout, but halfway down it flips over. I have no idea why, but sure. I've been given the deli menu, and this placemat thing. Since it isn't the morning, I've been offered the lunch menu, and it doesn't look half bad to be honest. Although a lot of these are unsuitable for some reason. I wouldn't expect all food on the train to be suitable for everyone, especially because LNER offer for menus, and deli is second to last. Dine is supposed to be the best, then dish, then deli, then brunch. On weekends, only deli is given. I chose the caprese wrap. By the way, when they started offering food, we'd already started moving, but my carriage didn't leave the platform yet, and they already started serving food. Admittedly, I was close to where they start, but still. The service was exceptional, and I was only on until Stevenage. Shortly after, they came around with cold drinks. There was an option to have it in a cup, but I prefer the can. By the way, this wrap was genuinely amazing. Just to let you know, I wasn't paid to make this video. The wrap was hard to take out of the packaging, but that's all about I can think of that's bad. The seat reclines, and it doesn't affect the person behind you. You get one working 3-pin socket against the wall. Litter bins, and I actually have something to use it with. Overhead racks. Seat reservations that don't seem to work. Seat numbers that are separate for some reason. Screens which I forgot to take a picture of until it was too late, and armrests. Priority seats get flappy tables. And you get curtains, which is really cool. As we fly down the East Coast Main Line, let's talk about tickets. Rather predictably, I got an off-peak day return to Stevenage. But is it just me? Or is £35 insanely cheap for what you get? It might not be long, but you get food and the better seat. I was offered lunch, cold drinks, and hot drinks on the journey. And I also got a seat reservation, which is mandatory on LNER. I still think seat reservations being mandatory is stupid. I wonder how many seats are left empty because of it. But this is absolutely worth £35. A similar length journey on other TOCs is like 2 times the cost. And advances are also available on Monday to Thursday, but not on weekends, and not Friday for some reason. And lights, which I almost forgot. So my overall opinion is that they are genuinely amazing. I would certainly ride this again if I can. But for now, I have other things to complete. Also, LNER perks can be useful. If you getting in advance, you can save £5 on your first purchase. And if your friend has LNER perks, ask them for their referral code to save an extra £10, and your friend also saves £10. You also get 2% back, but as perks credit, so you can't use it for anything else. And you can only use your perks credit on advance LNER tickets. So my off-peak day return is not eligible for it. You also get a code for 10% off food from the Buffett car, but in first class you can get free food anyway. And if you do get a first class ticket, definitely use the lounge before and after your journey, at the origin and destination stations if they have it. And if you are traveling one way, try the Intercity to 5, especially if you've never been on it before. If you're going both ways, try both trains. Remember, the Intercity 2 to 5 doesn't go beyond York, and only some services per day, so plan carefully. If you're traveling from King's Cross to Stevenage like me, be aware that you only get food on the outbound. On the return they stop serving food before the Peterborough sort of area. But anyway, that's it for this video. If you want to see some trains at Stevenage, click here. If you don't, bye.